We continue to follow breaking news there. Not exactly sure what we're looking at. Might be a truck with protesters on it, certainly followed by a number of protests in downtown Los Angeles at the federal building. And this all has to do with a number of raids today conducted by federal law enforcement in downtown Los Angeles at the Fashion District, the Home Depot, and Westlake. We understand some apartment buildings were also being visited by federal officials today. So this is in response to these protests and people who have been swept up.
Indeed, Pat, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, or CHIRLA, they were saying that they received calls from the community earlier today where they were seeing men in uniforms setting up in neighborhoods preparing for these raids. They said it created terror in their community. And another group, Unión del Barrio, also speaking out today saying that they were targeting workers, they weren't targeting criminals. These are just people who wanted to feed their families.
And the SEIU, one of the largest service workers union in Los Angeles, was also present, as well as CareCen. And from what we understand, the president of the SEIU, that would be David Huerta, he was injured when he showed up, from what we understand. I'm listening to, or I heard Mayor Bass talk about this. He was injured and taken to a hospital where she was on her way to visit him. That was about, I would say, an hour and a half ago now. So things got very, very hectic. And actually, they still are. And as you can see from the crowd there, they seem very organized right now, and they're on one side of the street. But I can imagine if you're in the downtown area, you're trying to get home or come in, that might be a bit of difficulty for you. So we want to bring in our Mike Rogers now, because Mike, we've heard different numbers of people who are already at the federal building being held in detention. And I don't know if that number also includes what you're about to tell us, how many were swept up today.
So yeah, today's numbers we are just hearing from the Department of Homeland Security, HSI. We'll show you those numbers. 45 is the number of arrests that have been made. 44 of those were what are called administrative arrests. That's related to the immigration operation they were doing. And the one arrest is obstruction, which we believe is the SEIU president, who is being accused of obstructing those federal agents. Now, I also want to show you, and we're watching them march here on Los Angeles Street, right near the 101 freeway. You got CHP making sure they don't get on the freeway, because we know from past marches that becomes a huge issue in the downtown LA area. We're going to show you some video really quickly here, because this is the moments that we believe SEIU president that you mentioned, Pat, was taken into custody by federal officials. Here is that video. You can see it was right outside. They're obviously clashing federal agents. You see the DEA. And he is on the ground already being detained by those federal agents. There was one interaction with an agent there, and then you see them dragging him in to that facility, wherever they're at. Doesn't look like it was an easy walk either for him. And then he gets to the car here. We know, as you mentioned, Pat, he was then taken to Los Angeles General, where he is being checked out medically for injuries that were sustained during this interaction with those federal law enforcement agencies. DEA, FBI, ATF, all of them are down there assisting ICE with this immigration effort. We'll show you back now live. SkyCal is over the scene here as these protesters are marching. They held press conferences. Now they are marching down the streets here. We believe that what will likely happen is the two groups, there were kind of two separate groups here, and I think they're actually meeting up right now as I see them walking over here. Yep, there you go, to the where they were at the Metropolitan Detention Center. That is what we talked about at the beginning of the show, where they are holding everybody that they detained. Los Angeles has its own federal detention center. That is Metropolitan Detention Center. Today they arrested 44 people for immigration issues, plus the what they call the obstruction arrest, which we believe is the SEIU president.
You mentioned issues, Mike, and administrative issues. No word on criminality or anything like that. What is administration?
So administrative. So here's the thing: when we talk to the federal government about the arrests that they're making, they're very, for lack of a better word, dodgy with us. They'll tell us that some people have certain criminal histories, but they won't tell us who those people are, exactly which person has those criminal histories. And if they arrest a certain group, they'll give us 3 crimes, but won't say if everybody has committed crimes. And so we don't always know exactly what they're accusing these people of. But generally, when they tell us administrative arrests, that means they had an administrative immigration issue. Doesn't mean they're necessarily suspected of a crime. They just potentially are in the country illegally, according to ICE officials, and that is the administrative portion of it.
You wonder how long they can hold the people?
Right.
that they have placed under administrative arrest?
Yeah, and it all depends. I mean, we spoke with that attorney yesterday who said her client actually has a stay from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals preventing the United States government from deporting him, but they detained him anyway. So she says, that attorney says, that there is not anything necessarily stopping them from detaining them. There's only something stopping them from deporting them. So now, at least for her client, he's in this middle land where he is sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center, but can't be deported according to courts, but they don't want to let him go.
Now, LAPD, according to Chief McDonald, they knew the raids were going to happen. However, they had nothing to do with detaining people.
Right.
They said they were there to preserve order, traffic, and make sure that people didn't get hurt. But as we can see, there were a number of skirmishes there, if you want to call that. I mean, really, and some rough arrests.
And LAPD is noticeably missing from this march right now. When we have marches, historically in the past for other things, not necessarily immigration related, but for other things, LAPD certainly has a presence. LAPD is notably not here right now. You saw CHP was there. They were only blocking off the road. They weren't doing any kind of action. Both the sheriff and LAPD said they are not assisting ICE or any federal officials with immigration actions.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And our guess here is this is going to be going on into the evening, so we'll continue monitoring the situation here in downtown LA and bring you more throughout the night on KCAL News.
Indeed. All right. Well, tonight,